So the new massive coalition that has just formed is against Spain and Isabella. We saw that both Sweden and England agreed, and they're attacking now from the north. We obviously have the massive English fleet that is attacking coastal cities in I guess the coastal cities that Spain controls in the Atlantic Ocean. We also had Morocco joining in. They're not all in the same war, except for England and Sweden. I think that they definitely formed this kind of coalition and began to really bring down the power of Isabella. Unfortunately, I just don't think Isabella is really going to be able to keep up here because there is also a pretty massive, I think, if anyone controls, well, I don't know, you could argue several different ways because there is a pretty massive, I mean, I'm talking about naval fleets within the Mediterranean, who has the most power. I don't think it would, I think we could certainly count out the Ottomans. Egypt is not even a question, that they're not in the game. Greece controls, I guess, everything from the Black Sea to the eastern part, the eastern half of the Mediterranean. We have Rome, who's also powerful only because they have a lot of submarines, but you know what? So does Spain. So there's really a battle of fleets going on right here, right in the middle of the Mediterranean. There's no question. In terms of the Atlantic, Elizabeth just completely dominates up here. Anything going on in Iceland? No. There is a pretty massive amount of troops for the Celts, but the Celts aren't going to use it. The Celts have stayed so peaceful in this game. Really, really surprising. So yeah, I just don't see a possibility of maybe Isabella finding a way out of this. 1 second. Okay, so let's go to the next turn, and let's see. I don't think Morocco, as I said, is going to have much of an impact. Oh, shit. Okay, so Egypt getting back. Okay, so we just saw a change of hands really quick. Arabia took this city, and then it was taken back by Egypt. Now, I believe it must have been an infantry unit because in the last video we saw an infantry unit kind of sitting there all along this tile. So I imagine it went in there, and then it was taken back, so it got destroyed. So more than likely, Arabia will not be able to gain this city back, unless, of course, they make the move and they move in infantry units. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. A lot of the, well, yeah, look at, wow. Arabia is doing damage. It's just taking them a long, long time. It's really taking them a long, long time. I'm surprised also, speaking of big wars, oh, there we go. Okay, we were just talking about how the Celts have stayed relatively peaceful. The Celts, I think, are going to make a move inside of Iceland. They want Iceland. They want to be next to their buddy here, England, and on all islands in this world, I guess. So they want to share islands with everybody. That probably is going to go pretty well for them. Well, all I see is privateers. That might not be enough. That really might not be enough. Also, it kind of maybe stops the fact that we might not see Maria actually join in against Isabella and really just completely destroy her. Well, I guess if you think about it, Portugal has really just absolutely no sort of army within the Iberian Peninsula. They're all in northern Africa. They're all still, I believe, kind of defending these former Carthaginian cities. So I guess they wouldn't really cause much of an impact on this game as it is. All right, let's see what the spy has to say. What do you have to say, man? Constructing the Manhattan Project, Solomon. Okay, so we have quite a few civs that completed the Manhattan Project in the last video. I'm sure by the end of this, there goes Germany. Speaking of Germany, we did have the revolution of Germany, change it to an autocracy state in the last video. Oh, Brussels. Poor Brussels. But who's going to take it? Is it going to be Sweden or is it going to be Elizabeth? That's kind of, that is pretty important. Because if, also, I thank the person in the comment section below that let me know exactly how the turns are processed and the order in which the turns are processed. It's alphabetical according to DLC. So, vanilla, and then I guess it's gold, or then gods and kings. Then it's just regular DLC. Then it might be Brave New World, something like that. Kind of all over the place like that. So thank you so much for that. So now we kind of know the way the turns are processed and who exactly is going to go next. So we had England now also joining in, as well as Denmark against Portugal. So people do not like, oh, Sweden took over Brussels. Rest in peace, Brussels. I want to cry right now, guys. I want to cry because Brussels was a favorite to win. At 3 cities, they were going strong in northern France. And I guess Belgium. That was that's a sad loss. The world will never be the same. Now that Brussels has dropped, the last sight of freedom and the last, I guess, the last good in this world has fallen. The last good in this world has fallen with Brussels ending their reign of just epicness. I guess city-states have been pretty I guess if you're gonna live anywhere in this map, we talked about it in the last video. If you're gonna live anywhere, you're probably gonna want to live in city-states right now, because in the big nations, it's just terrible. So I wonder how Portugal's gonna play this out. I guess that's a smart idea for Elizabeth, because Elizabeth really wasn't gonna be able to take much from Spain. That was the whole thing. There really wasn't much else for her to do. I guess she could continue to go and attack Tours and Lyon, but, I mean, there's really only so far she can get. I don't know if she's going to pursue either this northern Icelandic city, I guess, that Portugal controls, or if she's going to go after Lisbon once again. Because she was really, really close to taking Lisbon in the first war against Portugal. It looks like Elizabeth actually has her navy kind of scattered all over the place. We've got Alexandria completing the Manhattan Project now as well. Captured by Greece, so Austria is dead. Austria is dead. So we've lost, so far, the Netherlands. No, well, I mean, in order, we've lost France, the Netherlands, and now Austria. I believe that is I believe that's the order. I don't think I'm missing anybody else, right? I don't think anyone else has fallen. Surprisingly, Venice is unbelievably, I guess, still alive. Not even surprisingly. I can't believe Venice has managed to stay alive with only 3 cities. I guess they've got to really... Venice has got to be sucking Rome's dick. Just want to throw that out there. It's got to be something like that going on, because the fact that the Venice has survived for this long is, I think, the biggest miracle of them all. We also have the Ottomans finishing up the Manhattan Project. I really wish there was like an easy map mode to view everyone that has built the Manhattan Project and whatnot, but I don't believe that there is, besides going through windows and kind of searching for it. So yeah, the map is looking better. I mean, it's still kind of ugly. There's still a lot of border gore. We're at turn 261. No spaceship parts have been built, just because the Apollo program has been built by a few civs. Let's go ahead and double check on that. Actually, it's been a while. It has, in fact, been a while since the Apollo program has finished up here. We only have the Apollo program by the Ottomans, Poland, and that is it. Which is surprising, because Russia's doing well for themselves also. And I think there are only about 80 techs in the game. So, well, there's still 15 techs left to discover. So we have quite a bit. Yeah, I think the game will go to about turn 300 or late turn 290 or something like that. But once again, Poland and Russia, the Ottomans have really caught up quite a bit here. Only 2 techs behind the tie for first. Morocco and Germany still doing pretty well for themselves as well. Surprisingly enough, switching to autocracy was probably a good thing for Bismarck. That was a really, really good thing. Are we going to see any sort of revolutionary waves anymore? Maybe from the Celts. The Netherlands don't count, but maybe from the Celts. We also see possibly from Denmark and, well, Babylon, but I think they've been through revolutionary waves for quite a bit. All right, Poland, you've got 14 votes. Not going to be enough, but I guess I congratulate you on that amount of votes. Oh, bam! Now Arabia has got the the Manhattan Project up. So what does this mean now? I don't think anyone has access to nukes just yet, because you have to think that the technology that allows you to discover uranium is before you can even build the bomb. So I don't think that anyone's going to be building the bomb anytime soon, probably by turn 270 when we enter the 19th century of this world. More than likely, I think we're going to start to see a few nukes being dropped. Now, Catherine, there it is right there. That's what we were waiting for. Catherine has finished the Apollo program. Okay. They're a little bit late in the game, but there's really no rush. I mean, it doesn't really matter how late they are, because I'm sure no one still has the technologies to be able to really manufacture the spaceship parts anyways. So it doesn't matter. But that's something we should check in on the info addicts. I know that I haven't really been looking at this Western European war too much, just because there really isn't too much going on still. Besides Santiago more than likely falling, and as well as maybe some Portuguese fleets and ships, as well as some Spanish fleets and ships also falling in the Atlantic Ocean, there really isn't much else. There's not any big wars going on that are kind of hanging on. I think Spain is going to be just fine. I think Rome is going to be just fine. Austria's dead. We've lost 3 civs so far. I guess I could always just check the victory screen to make sure that that's true. Well, technically, the Netherlands... Oh, Babylon's lost their capital, but Babylon's still alive. Okay, yeah, so it's just 3. Babylon's close to dying. I want them. I would like it to happen. Oh shit! Who just solidified relations with the city-state? because you just made some bunch of enemies. Portugal. Okay, so that's why everyone is pissed off. Rome is at war with Portugal. I didn't know that. That would explain why there was no Portuguese fleets. Well, actually, no, there is. Never mind. I didn't even realize this. Well, look at all the submarines. Holy crap. I forgot about that. I forgot that Portugal was also at war with Rome. So we had the Iberian powers who have stayed relatively peaceful. Surprisingly enough, a lot of the civs that we thought in the beginning that border each other early on have stayed pretty peaceful. Spain and Portugal had a little bit of mix-up in the very beginning, but the Celts in England never did. I guess the Scandinavian civs also broke out a little bit here. We have Kashmir secretly plotting against Germany. That would be big. If that happens, that would be big. I know that I said that if Spain goes to war, that might be big, but it's actually not as much as I thought. I think Spain's going to be just fine. They're too powerful right now. Okay, so we have Solomon plotting against Ramses. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I really think that, I mean, maybe over the course of a few turns. Oh, Egypt getting it back. Damn it. Once again, another Egyptian city exchanged hands. Still, this is causing some impact on Egypt. Look at these cities now down to 5 and 4 populations. Obviously, they'll be able to kind of regain that pretty fast back since not too many of the tiles surrounding these cities are pillaged. But still, it definitely slows down the progress, and more than likely, Egypt will not win this game because of those lack of cities. I mean, these are some of the first cities that Egypt settled, so they were, you could assume, probably among the best of the best in the entire empire. So that's something to take note of. Arabia's done their job. A few big wars that could break out. Oh, now Sweden declaring war on Portugal. People do not like Iberia. People do not like Iberia. Another big one that could break out is Arabia and the Ottomans, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think that they're going to stay peaceful. I think the Ottomans have their eyes set on Babylon, and I think Arabia clearly has their eyes set on Egypt. So, and surprisingly also, I'm surprised that even though it wouldn't cause much of a worldly impact, Greece and the Ottomans haven't gone to war, and that's shocking to me. That wouldn't really do much for this game. Okay, we do need to start to somewhat pay attention because every single person inside of Europe, in Western Europe, is now at war. We've got Denmark joining in against... Was it Denmark? I don't think... Yeah, Denmark's at war with somebody. We pretty much have everyone at war with the Iberian powers. And I get it. They've been really good. They've been expanding inside of Northern Africa. They've also both formed a coalition against Rome, so that was a big deal. It doesn't mean that I think any cities are going to really fall, though. We're going to see a lot of units get lost, like this submarine. Wow. Wow, Elizabeth just completely surrounded that single submarine and just destroyed it. It makes it a little bit better. Oh, and this city's still alive from Portugal. Looks like the Celts aren't really making offensive moves there. Poor Brussels. Rest in peace, Brussels. There we go. So Tours is now under siege. That's what I thought. We're now finally starting to see Tours. More than likely, Spain is going to grab back and kick Elizabeth out of Iberia. And you better hope. You guys better work together, Maria and Isabella. I know you guys were enemies in the very beginning of this game, but wow, you guys need each other more than ever. If Morocco joins in against Portugal, that would be significant. Oh man, this army of submarines is really crazy. We might see the island of Sardinia fall. I don't know if Rome's going to keep a hold of it. It really depends. I mean, I guess they could make a landing with either their Great War Infantry or their infantry units, but there's no like boats that can take a city. I don't see why that is. Why they don't, I don't know, get that going or something. They really do. If anything, a nuke might get dropped about now, maybe with the next 10 turns. Oh, Santiago still hasn't fallen, and it's because there's no boats. Oh, now we have Bismarck completing the Apollo program. Okay, so there is a space race going on. There is a big space race going on throughout most of the eastern hemisphere of this map. Morocco, yeah, Morocco would be... I don't think Morocco's going to dive in that deeply, though, into this war. I don't think they're going to ever declare war on Portugal. Portugal poses too big of a threat to Morocco. Morocco's playing a pretty good game, and I don't think that they really want to pose that threat. Spain is somewhat retreated here, but that city will probably still fall. Celts, you got to do something, buddy. You have got to do something. Sweden, are you making any sort of... You are making advancements. Okay. So they actually might push Spain back towards Iberia, but Iberia will gain another city back in Iberia. Yeah, man, the repetition of the repetitiveness is just too damn high. For some reason, Portugal has a settler. I don't know exactly. There's really no other place to settle anymore in this map. Space race is on. Nuclear arms race is on. I don't know how Arabia is going to continue to push, but all they need is one city. All they need is one city in Eastern Africa, and I think that we could pretty much say it'd be safe to say that Thebes will fall. I would say Thebes would fall. I mean, Arabia's got too big of a military right now. Okay, Arabia's now starting, or I'm sorry, England is now starting to push in towards Lisbon. England's now starting to push in towards Lisbon. You don't have any destroyers here, though, bro. Bro, you don't have any destroyers. England's going to take the city because Morocco's too dumb. Because England's just going to run in there. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess you can thank Morocco for that. You guys are buddy-buddy. That was a very nice thing that Morocco did for you there. And we have a few more things moving around here. How is Poland doing? Poland has been really quiet. Now that they've taken over Austria, you would think that Poland would declare war on Germany. That's another big one. That's another one. Oh, shit. Look at the Russian military. What the hell is Russia doing? Are you pushing in towards Poland or are you pushing in towards Greece? I would assume Greece, but never mind. You know what? If it was pushing towards Greece, it would probably line up a big force limit, big, I guess, task force along this border here. It looks like they might be going to war against Poland. That would be huge. That would be really, really big. Let's see what this spy says from up here. Spy, what are you saying? So, we have the Polish army currently marching against a surprise. Okay, so just as we started talking about Poland, it looks like they might be going to war with somebody. It looks like Poland has their eyes set on Greece, but Catherine has their eyes set on Poland. We also have Germany, who knows? I don't think Germany wants to fuck with Poland. They're too scared. I assume that more than likely Poland wants to kind of mess with Bismarck. I mean, Eastern Europe is going to be, I think, insane. Unfortunately, the powers just aren't too strong here. I'm sure these cities are probably going to swap. Spain will lose 2 cities, but they'll gain 1 at the end of the day. Lisbon, I don't think is going to fall. I don't think so. Oh, do you have any more? No, you still don't have any melee naval units. Nothing even in the area. No destroyers or anything. Just battleships. Just battleships everywhere. Okay. Well, let's see if that strategy works out for you. I don't think so. It's probably a very bad strategy to go with Morocco, but okay. I'm not going to judge you. So I'm guessing what we might see is we might see a lot of AIs declaring war on each other right before the science victory is achieved. I think that's more than likely what we're going to see as Civ is down to maybe 2 spaceship parts left or maybe even 1 spaceship parts left. We could see a lot of Eastern Europe just completely blow up in war. And it will be nuclear war as well, which could easily stop someone from completing a ship in time. Spaceship part, I guess you could say. Was there a peace deal? No, just someone, city-state just switched hands. Okay. What do you have to say for yourself? We have historical landmarks trying to be enacted, as well as the enactment of arts funding. That will definitely push this series on for a little bit longer. I don't mind that, but if that gets passed, I don't think it will, but you never know. Sometimes the AI does dumb things. Even though they're close to a science victory, they still vote for arts funding. It's weird. So we have Kashmir secretly plotting against Ramses. Okay. Don't know why there, but okay. Someone plotting against Germany. I'm proud of how good Germany is doing. Germany is been really small, but because of their kind of other provinces here, kind of east-north, I guess right in the middle of the map, I guess, just north of Poland, that's really helped them out. Oh, and there goes the Manhattan Project from Bismarck. Now, just because these civs are now still beginning to fall out and start to get the Manhattan Project built, actually, you know what? We'll be able to tell if someone has a nuke if we go into the info addicts and check if anyone's afraid of the other. Aha. But as we see more and more civs finish off the Manhattan Project, that doesn't necessarily mean they're still far away from building a nuke, an actual nuclear bomb, because now we're probably, I assume that most of the civs have that technology now. They could have just put off the Manhattan Project for just long enough, but now they probably have access to, I think the technology is maybe atomic theory or something. No, that's how you discover uranium and access to the Manhattan Project. So let's go ahead and check. If a civ is afraid, then we will see someone, probably more than likely they control a bomb. Let's just wait for Poland to finish up their move. They actually might be declaring war. No, that was just a long process of turns. I thought we might have seen something there. Venice, hey, I gotta give you props, Venice. You've been so unbelievably stupid in this entire campaign, but damn it, you have survived. You've survived against a war between Rome and Austria. Your two closest neighbors. Okay, so really quick, let's go to the info addicts and check. We check by global relations, and where is attitude? Here we go. Attitude, afraid. So we have Catherine. Wait a second. Spain is afraid of Russia. Because it's only Spain, yeah, I think Russia has it. I think Russia might have one nuke, possibly, but that might not be the case. It might just because Russia's really powerful. If we see more than just Spain become afraid of Catherine within the next few the next few turns, we could safely assume that Russia has one nuke out of the 16 possible uranium resources that she has throughout her lands. That is freaking terrifying. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.